Check culture map mode. Ergamelionic. Harpy. Yeah, apparently slaves do count. Because they do appear in the culture map mode thing. Alright, so we need to do a bunch of converting of these. And there's the Swabian. Colonize. With the one freeman. So we've got only 10 slaves here. I'm sure that's going to be totally fine. It's just a city of slaves. No freemen to hold them in order. Nothing like that. Request trade. You want to buy livestock. I will accept that. The denizens of the shining city of Helvaconia have been feuding with their neighbours of Helvaconia. Damn you and your similar names. As a result, an impressive fortified wall is being erected in Helvaconia, not Helvaconia, quite outdoing the efforts of their rival. As they say, conflict drives innovation. Sure, continue. If you give the slaves some whips, they can keep each other in line. Exactly. Can you please kill these okay, they're still marching at you. Fair enough. More barbarians have risen. Let's go and hunt them down. Oh, except this is my regular army. Oh well. Defeated. Another slave in Abdura. Excellent. Yes, you can have access. We are currently in Deception. We are the most efficient at that, so I think I will stay in Deception. And this province, I think, is just open. 90 ducats! I didn't even need to make money for myself, they just keep giving me money. Alright, so... no tactical advantage, no discipline difference. This is just a smackdown in which we are delivering the smack. And you are retreating to... Unia. You want to buy... grain. Venedia is one of the places that does have a bunch of surplus grain, but I want my cities to have grain themselves. We do indeed have a surplus here. Galindia could do with some. Carpathia. No, Carnutia. Where's Carnutia? There it is. Carnutia are currently importing hemp. Yeah, we don't care about hemp. We want grain. Oh, I could even buy it from Carthage. Interesting. Well... who has a surplus of anything? There we go. Who does not have grain? Subcarpathia doesn't, but that's one of the smaller towns. Galindia doesn't. So let's select you, trade route, grain, buy from Carthage. I love the fact that I can actually reach Carthage now. That's a hell of a trade route. That's going from, like, Carthago, that's from the actual capital up to here. That's a long way. I haven't found an easier way to access that trade overview, unfortunately. If anyone knows a way of getting to this screen and not via a surplus icon, please tell me. The game does stutter a bit. That's not just the recording. When am I going to fight Rome? Not for a long freaking time. Rome is well shielded, yeah, exactly. I need to muster my barbarian hordes. So, Norista we could trade. Well, actually, you have grain. Boya doesn't. But Boya is just one town, so I'm not that bothered about them not having access to grain. Subcarpathia as well. I think Subcarpathia is the one that I really want to get grain. That's Ciscarpathia, that's Sub. So Sub is currently importing salt. Don't care about salt. Buy me grain! Even more grain from Carthago. Sure. Ah, where are my surpluses? There they are. Anyone else not getting any grain? Naristia and Boya. Where's Naristia? Over here. Cornutia. Cornutia. That's Naristia. No, that's Bohemia. Whatever. Stop buying furs. And start buying... Oh, there's no grain here. Nope, there is grain here. I just don't have any civic power. Okay, we'll wait a little bit, get the civic power, buy grain, and then we're going to have loads of population growth. My country is well and truly in grain, and very good. And we defeated the barbarians most soundly. Slave raiding is only a thing the Greeks can do. If you mean the port attacks. And I only just worked out what a boat is. And my boats mostly consist of bits of wood wrapped together by other flimsier bits of wood. Do I have a military tradition for enslavement? No, only the Greeks get that, I think. Because, yeah, Ben Magnus was doing a lot of enslaving during the multiplayer on Thursday. It was stupendously effective. Oh, you mean from sieging? Okay, that's a different thing. So you can do specific slave raids, which is a mission that you can send ships on, but only Greek ships. That is from a tradition. Okay, I've definitely got the civic power now for trade. Oh, but there's no... Have you just noticed what I've just noticed? I mean, why not? Oh, except that this is literally a one province state. I need somewhere with a couple more places where I can actually build elephants in. You're importing horses. See, that's pointless. Let's import bigger horses. Okay, so we now have dwarves mounted on elephants. I like it already. So except elephants are actually a bit of a double-edged sword. So yes, elephant soldiers, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. But the supply in my area is atrocious. It's beyond atrocious. It's horrific. And elephants are 3 times more attrition heavy than other units. I struggle with heavy infantry, which are 50% more. Not 3 times, not 300% more. So, yeah, while I can build them, I wouldn't be able to support them. Oh, and we have no manpower. Oh no, it's only... Yeah, 3 times, 200%. Well, the option is there. They do have that massive bonus against light infantry and chariots. 2 of the main things I am fighting here. The option's there at least. We all know that Hannibal was actually a dwarf. Well, that's why he was so effective against the Romans. Can I import rhinos instead of elephants? I mean, that would be cool, but no, it's just elephants. What we can do, though, is you can use this mighty thing we have called an imagination and pretend they're rhinos. because Dwarven Shock Rhino Cavalry does sound pretty awesome. Like, screw riding goats, we ride rhinos. Thoriswold Eidgid, in a fine display of financial acumen, has made significant alterations to the national budget. We should expect to see much better revenue this year. Excellent, we get more money. He gets more loyalty, it's already capped. Or... oh, hand him next year's books as well, so we get extra national tax. And I get that because we're crafty. There you go. 4 years of 10% extra taxes nationally. Oh, go on then. Elephants in winter must take huge attrition and burn manpower. Yes, they 100% would. I was actually making manpower for a while, and then there was an event-spawned army which was disloyal, so they never moved anywhere, and they just sat in a province taking attrition damage. And because it was technically my army, it burned through all of my manpower. It was very annoying. Because there's nothing I can do about it. I can't disband it, it's a loyal army. Or a disloyal army. It wasn't like the retinues, which have their own manpower. If you pre-purchase, can we play it immediately, or is this streamer specific early access? This is just for the streamers, I'm afraid. Sorry. March of Time. Age finds us all in the end, even if the priests and the surgeons shake their heads when confronted with the inevitable decline of the human body. We've got gout. So how old are we now? 70. I don't think I've seen a single leader die before the age of 70 yet. And these retinues are definitely getting smaller. Gone are the days where we'd have 33 retinue size. Varinia wants to give me money to prevent me killing them for just a little bit longer. I should probably also spend some more money. I mean, if I must. Tantonium already has a marketplace. I'm tempted to try and get you to get another marketplace. Because then we would have gemstones, we could try to export them. What's the gem export bonus? Another 2.5 civilization level, so we do want to get gems and export some of them, yes. So, the other thing I do want to do is also continue expanding my borders. Especially up here, like I want to finish this. I can't because of bloody province loyalty. I'm just going to unpause it and we're going to let the provinces sort themselves out for a bit. There's a new Langobardia in my starting area, is there? Cimbria. I mean, it has a... Chorsia... Cherusia... Langobardia, there is as well. Oi! Fake Langobards! I mean, this is just another dwarven clan. I should really extend to them every hospitality. That is pretty funny, though, how there's a second group of dwarves now. You want to buy hemp. You can buy my hemp. That's totally fine. It's for sale. Very reasonable price. I never repopulated Felicia. Oh wait, yes I did. There's like 3 Felicias. There. There's another Felicia. Just one province separating the two. Not confusing. Not at all confusing. So who's the high pop? Acuia does. So let's move you to Acuia. Acuia. That's 9. And then Acuia. And hopefully you can colonize this. Fish. Okay, so that's all done. We could still colonize this area too. So to that end, let's get into Amatria. We only need one more in there. Move to Amatria. Amatria, colonize this. Swabian Chustic tribesmen. Perfect. And you're already at level 6. So what I can do is I can move these to Astrum. No, I can't because we're out of civics. My army's having attrition. My army's always having attrition. This is one I don't even control. Disloyal. And when the units are blue like this, they're not actually my units. They're somebody else's retinue. Don't pay any maintenance, don't pay any manpower upkeep. And when they're loyal, I can command them. They're actually quite nice, but they get disloyal far too easily. The denizens of the shining city of Burguntia have begun feuding with their neighbours of Burguntiana and Burguntia as a for Pete's sake. Why is it always two cities with like identical names? The only one that I really care is this one. And they're taking normal winter attrition. Can't be avoided. And this one. This is my siege army, just light infantry. And it's a pretty good strategy because just the light infantry units will... They take 50% less attrition, while elephants take 200% more. How many cities start with Alexander? That's a good question. A couple. I mean, they do at least have mostly two names, unlike Felicia, which is just Felicia and Felicia. It's the People's Front of Judea versus the Judean People's Front. There you go. They're fighting who gets to use the big B as their town logo. Alright, where did we get to last time? Eshvan, Smart Patrol, Max, Garnakesh, Fear the Beard, Charles Numbers, and Critical Chewy. Thank you very much for the follows. Welcome to the channel. Verinia has done stuff. Cool. Congratulations. Right, I want to continue trying to... Do I want to continue expanding? I mean, the fact that nobody else does this does feel a bit cheesy. And also, we are just 6 provinces away from Rome now. I hadn't quite realised just how close we were. Luonia wants to import wood. You want to import grain. Yes, and this is actually going to give me the export bonus, so I will accept. Okay, commerce is now definitely making more, so we really need to change our law. Except I can't because of this idiot. I mean, he's 71. Hurry up and die. Yeah, they do colonize. That was unfair. They don't migrate. Or at least I've not seen them migrate. I can't get up here because my province loyalty is too low to actually move people around. It would have to be to my south or to my east or to the west. And there is a fair amount of population just sitting here. And also more lovely mountains. Right, is there any more gold out here? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure I've taken most of the gold. And I've definitely taken the gems. Yeah, you're a bit blobbed in already. So we'd have to go around this way. So what's out here? Livestock, fish, furs. Actually quite a lot of fish. Grain, hemp, woad, stone. Cloth. We don't have a huge amount of... In fact... We don't have any cloth. Huh. And it's in a nice little mountain pass as well. That's a long way. That's going to take me a long way to reach. Now that I can't migrate, that's going to take forever. The other thing I need to do is start building some more stuff as well. More granaries? What trade goods do I have which I trade away and which are worth profit? Like, are quite rare. Any of them, really. No, we're just going for massive populations. So let's just close that and then open it again and then just build granaries. Okay, that's a bit too much. Leave 200 in the bank, just in case. What does the Marconi Revolt belong to? Marconi Revolt has become its own nation. It spawned out of what were once the Marcomani. The industrious folk of Brocaster have excelled themselves, contributing the personal funds to the development of infrastructure. Free granary? Cool. Build it. The Egyptian Civil War ends. The bitter civil war of Egypt has come to an end, with the loyal forces of the Plangon Lagid utterly crushing the rebel armies led by Antigonos Magid and his scheming cohorts. Lagid versus Magid. How's total population? Our total pop is 775, so we're still like a third of what Rome has. So in terms of that, yes, we could do with continuing to expand. And in fact, so long as I keep pushing my slaves along in front of us, we can keep doing that. I've been pretty bad at keeping that organised, though. Right. Is there anywhere in particular I want to aim for? All the gold is here, and I'm fairly sure that's already been occupied. Although, I've just noticed that Potulantesia has the gold and the gems. That's the 3 gold provinces, and then the gems are here. Like, that's clearly another dwarven homeland which has been stolen by the beardless ones, and must therefore be reclaimed for the greater glory of the Dwarven Empire. Okay, that's CB enough for me. Let's move people down to this area. So, Bilatis? We'll use Bilatis. And that's 10. Which one do I want? Woad or grain? Grain, because that's population growth. Can't use slaves. Needs to be dominant Swabian. Okay. It also needs to be dominant religion. Of course it does. Swabian juice stick. Now I can do it. Go. And so we're expanding. So now I need to get to Olate, which would mean moving all of the slaves next door. Although actually going for Volconis would be better, because for Volconis I can take those two as well. So Bilatis, let's move these to Iconia. And then we need to start moving in more slaves. Let's move you to Abatis. Oh, for Pete's sake. This is the slow-moving move again. Bilatis, Bilatis, and we're out of points. Still enjoy EU4 above any Paradox game. I would say that EU4 is still my favourite. I mean, I can't comment on this one, so leave that one out of that list. EU4 is definitely my favourite, followed probably CK2, Hearts of Iron, Stellaris. EU4, Victoria, CK2, Hearts of Iron, Stellaris. Probably that order. Hearts of Iron and Crusader Kings are probably interchangeable. In fact, all 3 of those last ones are interchangeable. Because my problem with CK2 and Stellaris is I enjoy them a lot when I play them, but I find it really difficult to play more than one game. Like, it just doesn't have the replayability. I'll finish a series of E4 and I want to do another one. With CK2 and Stellaris, I struggle to do that. Yeah, Shen, I wasn't including Imperator because that would count as a review. How's Imperator so far? It is a game which I am playing. That's all I can say. I can show you the gameplay, but I cannot say if it's good or not. Hearts of Iron was one of them. Not Hoi 4 specifically, but Hearts of Iron. A voice behind bars. It would seem that Hrambo Egrondres, despite his incarcerations, managed to spread some particularly vile rumours about the proclivities of Rando. Randy Rando. We lose popularity, we gain tyranny. Well, we're going to gain tyranny, and we are also going to have a fantastic gladiatorial debut. And it is going to be against Malagund Tancred, who's actually a pretty good fighter. Oops. To the sound of pitiful pleas and literally no applause, Malagund and Ramo took to the sands this day to fight for the very survival in the arena. The crowd responded well to the inappropriately dull fight, and the outcome seemed uncertain to the last until, to unenthusiastic jubilation, Malagund beheaded Ramo with a mace. With a mace? That's probably more impressive than skewering with a club. That's kind of mental. With great pomp, our tribal chief declared Malagund the victor to be granted freedom immediately. And there we go. His vile rumours have been overcome. Generally surprising not going for step horses. Everyone knows that dwarves are renowned horse archers. There's a very viable and very specific reason I'm not going for step horses. Because they're horses. Although I did say early on that the dwarves would be quite good riders. Because the Langobards are one of the Germanic tribes that start with horses. So we do technically have that ancestry. I haven't played much of the Eagles, so I couldn't say if it's good or not. Sorry, every time I'm scrolling like that, it's because I'm actually going over to chat, so I can scroll the chat and actually read it. There we go, I made it. I thought gladiators were only in Rome. Well, we're civilizing. We're trying to be more like the Romans that we've heard so much about and haven't actually ever met. Can you form Germania? I don't think so, no. The most we can do is Suabia, which we're actually most of the way towards doing. But I'm not going to form Suabia. We are the Longbeards. The Longbeards are our final form. How's Rome doing? Rome's doing good. Like the Romans, you're going to need more slaves. Working on it. Alright, so I wanted to get to Olate, although that's going to require a bunch more civic power. So... Pilatus to Iconia. How are we doing now? That is precisely 10. So what's the culture? These are completely the wrong thing. Assimilate all the things, convert all the things. And then colonize. Religion is not the correct one. Thankfully we have a lot of religious power. We're actually running a blessing at the moment. We are, so that's about to run out. But we have spare, it's fine. War averted. The Nilotic regional power of Sarensea folded to the threat of war from Egypt. That's very unfortunate for them. Actually, what I should be going is going for Acrondumia. Does that allow me to get all three of these? So we could still get these and backfill. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. Move. And then these need to move to Acrondumia. Once I have more civic power, again.